Hey everybody, welcome to Hiroshima. We are in the Orizuru building tower just across the street from the Atomic Bomb Dome, which you can see now in the center of your screen. Check that out. This building is pretty new. I think it's about 2 years old, and it gives you really nice panoramic views of the city of Hiroshima. There's the river, and this bridge here is what the US used as a target because it was just so easy to see from the sky. And now it's a main road that goes through the city. And if you hang a left, you go to the Peace Park, which is right here. And I'm gonna take you around a little bit. And if you stick with me for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go upstairs to the balcony. Yeah, they have a really nice terrace. You're gonna love this. All right, let's take a look right in here. And I have a couple of stories to tell you that I learned from today. Now this is what the Genbaku Dome, or the building that you see that's in ruins, look like. All right, this is what it looked like on August 5th, 1945. This is what it looked like a day before the bomb went off, and this is what it looks like the day after. The ruins are right there. And this building is called the Genbaku Dome in Japanese, or the Atomic Bomb Dome in English, and it's now a reminder of that day because it's just a couple of 100 meters away from the epicenter, or the hypercenter, or where the bomb was detonated, 600 meters above ground. We almost have a beautiful sunset, and I want to take you up to the balcony, the terrace that they have here, which is just beautiful. But let me take you, and I'll show you where the hypercenter is what it's called here. They do have some nice history along the walls here, but it doesn't compare to right over here. That's the Peace Museum. This is where you will go in here, and they have an amazing exhibition of what the city looked like before and after, and all of the what the city was like afterwards. It's just kind of devastating because there's not just the buildings that were devastated here, but the people and some of the stuff that happened afterwards. It's a pretty tough experience. You have to be ready for it emotionally, but it's a very good museum. All right, over here is where you can see the hypercenter, and I learned this today. I'm doing an episode on the main channel for this, so this is information I'm sharing with you. Hey, William Alexander, thank you. Hey, John, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy Tanabata. Today is the 7th of July, 7/7. So Tanabata. This striped building here, do you see it? It was 600 meters above that striped building that the bomb was detonated. It didn't hit the ground. It actually detonated 600 meters above, and it created all sorts of damage. Well, you know the pictures. You can Google it. It's just an awful sight. On that day, a particularly violent day in the history of Hiroshima, and Hiroshima has been defined by what happened, by its modern history, not by its ancient history. It's kind of a sad thing, but it's now part of its history, and you have to embrace that and learn from it and even move on from it, and that's sort of why I'm here. All right, so this is the floor below. Now I'm gonna take you up to the terrace. You're gonna love this. All right, this is the Orizuru Tower. All right, they're closing this off, I think. You can make origami here and then throw it into this pit and see it fall to the ground. It's sort of cool. This is a pretty interesting building. All right, let's get out of here. All right, check this out now. So, I'm going to go up to the terrace now. Yeah. スライドは何時まで?
ここがですね、7時45分
あ、そっか。
滑っていただけ
なあ、
なく
そうだ
なっちゃい
ね。
ます。
OK、は
はい、
い。
失礼し
エレベーターは
ません。エレベーターの12階からエレベーターへ。
それは何時までそれも。
これが8時ですけど、ここ8時でクローズになっちゃう
あ
ので、7時55分ぐらいまでには
はい
カンバックして
あ、大丈夫ですよ。はい、はい、間に合います。はい。ちょっとスライドもちょっと見せる。Yeah, this slide is very, very cool. You can slide all the way to the bottom. This is a kid's dream come true. There you go. I'm not gonna slide for you today. ありがとうございます。But I do love the steps here, made of wood. It's just such a cool building. And you can look above the city of Hiroshima. That's just special. All right, we're gonna loop around a little bit. Level 9. If this is a video game, I'm on level 9. That's the top level. This keeps you cool. All right, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna get a drink here. They have a bar that no one seems to be going to. Where is the bar? Is the bar closed? I'm gonna take you upstairs here, so check this out. This is the Hiroshima Orizuru Tower, Hiroshima Hills. Check this out for impact. Bar も閉まった？
クローズ。
ああ、残念。Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping that I'd be able to get a drink or something before I go back, but this terrace is stunning. It's a cool place to chill out. One of the drawbacks, though, and it's kind of a big one depending on your budget, to come up here, it's 1,700 yen for this observatory. I guess you can call it that. That's about, I don't know, $15. I don't know if it's expensive or not, but if you have a passport, they say it's 1,000 yen or about $10. So it might be worth it to you. But the good thing is that you can come back as many times as you want during the day. They stamp your hand like you're going out to a club or something. You show them your ticket in your hand and they'll let you in anytime during the day. So if you come in the morning, you can come back in the evening for this. And although that there's this net, probably to keep the birds out, you never know if someone wants to fly in here. You do get a nice sunset. The reason why I took you downstairs before I came up here was because of this net. But you still get a pretty nice view. And there's the Genbaku Dome, the A Bomb Dome, which was, I believe, like an industrial something building. I don't remember my history too well. But there's so many interesting things about it. In fact, I learned today so many things that I didn't know about. I used to live here. So many things I didn't know about inside of this park that aren't in guidebooks. So I'm looking forward to making this episode for the main channel. And the city has changed over the last 20 years. I was here for the first time in 1999. I lived here. And then I came back a year later and lived for another 3 months. And yeah, I really love this city. It's one of the most livable places, I think, in Japan because everything is just close. You're surrounded by mountains. And do you see the mountains over there? These right here in front of us that's Miyajima. That's the island of Miyajima in the distance. Let's see if I can get past. I want to focus and get past these grades, but the wires. But Miyajima is I don't know, about 40 minutes by streetcar or about 15 minutes and then a ferry ride to get there on JR. And it's a beautiful stay. I wish I was on the island right now, but I'm here in Hiroshima to film this, the Peace Park and the stuff that happened on, well, the event that happened on August 6th, 1945. Everything changed that day here. So I'm looking back at the view here. It's just really nice. Looks like something out of like a fantasy movie. It's pretty chill. So you can stay here all day for that price I just told you, and you can get some pillows like those dudes over there and just chill out. They closed the bar. It stinks because I would have bought an overpriced drink. Note to management: keep it open for 5 minutes longer. So let's walk around. It's about a 270-degree view up here. So it doesn't go all the way around, but the other side, there's not much to see except for maybe the station. Yeah, the view with the music. I had to turn I don't know if this is copyright music either. That's kind of, everybody who live streams knows you can get slammed with copyright music, even if it's background piano music, probably playing a DVD or something. So hopefully I don't get slammed with that. All right, so that's where I used to live. Do you see this building right in front of me, right in front of us? That is the gymnasium. That's the Hiroshima Municipal Gymnasium. That's where I used to go to work out 20 years ago. And then in the distance there between that there, you can see Hiroshima Castle. It's not really noteworthy. I don't think it's in the top 10 of attractions in Hiroshima, but it's there. And if you just want to see a castle and you don't have much time except to see Hiroshima, that's something that you can do. It's okay. It's not famous for anything in particular, but it's part of the city. I used to walk. I got so many stories from Hiroshima. And we're about 10 minutes away from the sunset. So I would go out drinking with my friends. Probably, do you see right here? This open space is where the Hiroshima Carp Stadium used to be. They used to have the games playing right in the center of the city, and they removed it about 10 years ago, I believe. They started tearing it down and they moved it to another location. But this is where the stadium used to be. So I would watch a game because it was so easy to get tickets and really cheap. And then everyone would go drinking out here in the entertainment district. And then afterwards, I would walk back at like 11 p.m. and I would walk past the Genbaku Dome, the A-bomb dome. And it always, I might have been a little tipsy, but it always brought a kind of a tear to my eye. It made me reflect on life right there. And I would walk a little bit slower around that building every time. I didn't go drinking out that much, but it must have been a couple dozen times over the much time I was living here. And then I would walk across this bridge, and then I would hang a right there at that intersection, and I would follow the river all the way to Yokogawa, which is about 20-25 minute walk back to my house. And my house is in that area over there where the massive buildings are. And when the bomb did detonate in 1945, just about 100 meters behind us, 120 meters behind us, the impact went all the way down to the mountains here, you see. And that was all ash. Everything was burned all around the mountains. And sadly, that's one of the reasons why they picked this to be one of the locations, to be the location, because it was surrounded by the mountains that you see in front of you. I don't know. It could have been because it kept the radiation from getting out, or they did it because it kept it in. I don't know. What I do know is that just not that long after it, and they'd surrendered, the U.S. forces were here. And a lot of the pictures came from the U.S. military that had jeeps going through and taking pictures, and that's what we have as the records. If you go in the museum, a lot of the credits for the photos comes from the U.S. military. And this is the main street that goes by. Tons and tons of shopping. It's called Hondori. There's an indoor shotengai, which I used to go spend a lot of time when I was living in Hiroshima, called Hondori. And at the end of Hondori, behind the parko, is Okonomimura, where I've been eating okonomiyaki for the last 20 years as well, up there at Shinchan and some of the other restaurants. It's really nice. It's pretty cool, isn't it? This building. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes away from the sunset. I'm gonna sit down, chill out a little bit. Oh, there goes the streetcar. Tons and tons of streetcars. I love these little streetcars. I got some stories about that too. So during World War II, after World War II, after the bomb drop, within 2 days, they had the was it 2 or 3 days? Just extremely quick. They had the streetcars running again. And that was a sign of pride for the city of Hiroshima. When the streetcars were up again. The tracks were still here, but to get everything fixed and the debris removed from the tracks and start to get that running again, it helped relief workers come in. And yeah, here comes another streetcar. It got people to come in and offer assistance, so it was a big help to have the trains and the streetcars running again in the city. Just a couple of days after. And from what I learned from the museum, the biggest problem afterwards, when everyone was burned, was that they couldn't drink the water. Nobody had water, and by drinking the water, you would ingest the radiation, and it would kill you a lot faster. So people were very thirsty that day. They couldn't drink the water. They were told not to drink the water, and there wasn't any water to go around. It's not like we had bottled water back then. So for a day or two, there was nothing to drink, and those who just couldn't bear the thirst and drank, they didn't last very long. Those that could endure could. And there are still some people that are alive. I interviewed a survivor who was in Kure, not the next town over, and was looked out and saw what was happening that day, the color of the clouds in the sky. And I interviewed him and got his feedback. And he came in here and he assisted with the helping out the city afterwards. And just his story and hearing it changed. It really puts everything into perspective. You can see pictures. You can even see video of people giving testimonial, like accounts of what happened that day. But it's not when you sit across from somebody who was there. It really does. It brings the event and puts it right in front of you in such a different way, a real way. You know, he was there with his eyes. The person in front of me had seen what happened in all those pictures and all that history I had studied. It's just unbelievable. He told me how he looked out the window and he saw people burning the flesh. It's just a story. I don't want to gross you out because of the beautiful sunset, but that happened. And he saw that. I'm going to move back and sit down. See if we get a nice view. There's some people here. They've staked out the ramp. So they've got the ramp covered. But yeah, you can get pillows and stuff. And in fact, if you order lunch at the restaurant down there, you can bring it up in this really nice box that you carry. And they put little portable tables that you can carry to sit on the steps and eat your lunch. But yeah, you want to sit on the ramp, I guess, because the sun. All right, I'm gonna sit on the ramp here because the sun is over here. This is the Orizuru building tower. It's a tower, and it's new. It's about, I don't know, like a year or two old. And the great thing about it is that it gives you really nice long views of the city of Hiroshima. It's really in the center and above it all. And wherever you look, left and right, you can see that the city of Hiroshima is beautiful, just surrounded by mountains. When I lived here, it was, as I said earlier, and that's Miyajima in the center, the mountains that you see. Mount Misen. And then we're going around. The inlet sea is over there. I think you can see all the way to Shikoku. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place. The location is perfect, and I loved living here. Hiroshima was, I think that this is the town, like, I would love to come back here and live in Hiroshima again. It's such a livable city. Everything is close, it's compact. It's like, I don't know, like Tokyo is so spread out. It takes you 30 minutes to get everywhere, but in Hiroshima, you can walk everywhere in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You can get everywhere by streetcar in 10 minutes. So to me, it was just a little bit closer, a little bit easier to get around than Tokyo. And, you know, the one thing I asked myself is that a lot of the this is a hot place in the sense that for tourism, a lot of tourists come here. And I don't know if it's because of the bomb or if it's because of Miyajima or both, but it's amazing how many tourists are here in Hiroshima. I walked around today and I think, of course, like, I don't, a lot of people noticed me and I got a chance to take pictures with a lot of viewers of the show, which is kind of nice. They found me, and said, "Hey, aren't you that guy?" I go, "I could be, I am." Take a picture, but it's nice to see all of the tourists here, different faces from different places, and it wasn't like that 20 years ago. It was a different city. If you saw foreign faces, they're usually U.S. Marines from the base in Iwakuni. So I had a lot of friends that were U.S. Marines back in the day 20 years ago. All right, we're like about 2 or 3 minutes away now, I'd say. Hey, Shadow Man. John, do you have any volcanoes near you? In Tokyo, I do. Mount Fuji, the biggest volcano in the land. But in Hiroshima, I don't think so. Thank you, Shadow Man. If you do visit Hiroshima, I think you'll like this. You can stay in this building. I heard it was open till midnight. So Crystal wrote in that the atomic bomb is not so powerful. I would disagree. Any bomb is powerful. Any bomb is powerful, you know. And the one that they dropped was you can't compare it like that. It wiped out like 100,000 people right away. And back then, you know, the population was not that big. So 100,000 people, that's in 1945, that's a big, mass amount of people in seconds. And then afterwards, the damage that happened. If you're talking about power, what was even worse than what happened on that day was what happened over the course of the next 20 years. People sick, leukemia, cancer, slow, painful, hurtful for the families. Now I'm getting into the stuff that I learned at the museum. That was, as far as I'm concerned, that was the most powerful of all of them, because it was the only one that was, besides Nagasaki, that was used. And that was the most powerful of them all. Too many people lost too much for too long. They lost too much for too long. I talked to locals and asked them why they don't hate Americans. Because people, I'd been asked this, and I got a pretty good answer, and I will tell you in the main channel episode. I'm putting the tripod on this because I'm going to see if I can sneak a shot with my main camera for the main channel episode, so you guys are seeing history. So I'm going to put you down right here. There you go. So you're now sitting where I was. You're now sitting on this deck. It's kind of cool, huh? And I'm gonna go over there and just take a picture of this. Okay, don't go anywhere. Very hard because of the net that's here. It's very hard because of the net to get a good shot out of this. So you have to go down to where I started this live stream. If you want to take a look and get a nice shot, you have to be down there, just one floor lower. It's nice here, but it's not, oh, there goes the sun. Do you see that? Do you see that now? There you go. Okay. We're gonna watch it as it just goes between the net here. Ichiban Moose, thank you. Hey Tim, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Look at that, we're just seconds away. Looks like just pixels. Ow. Little pixels go. Gone. Wow. The mountain ate the dragon dark fire right in the mountain, swallowed the sun. Yeah, it did. Yesterday when I saw this, and Hiroshima has some beautiful sunsets, maybe because of the mountains around it, but it turned like a pink purple color. The sky was so beautiful, and with the clouds, maybe we'll get a little bit more color, but what I see right now is really beautiful. For those that are joining us right now, there's the Aioi Bomb Dome, the Atomic Bomb Dome, known in Japanese as the Genbaku Dome. It looked different in 1945 than it does today. It really did. If you look at the pictures, there's no green, nothing. And since then, a lot has grown here. And the Peace Park is, the reason why there's so many trees is because they said that nothing would grow here. And yet it does. There's a tree over there called the Phoenix tree. And it was in the blast zone. And they said that nothing grows here, and that tree continued to grow and grow and grow. And it was from 1945, and you can still see it down there right outside the exit. It's pretty incredible. So there's a lot of little things here gave people hope. The tree was one of them. The fact that this was still here, the fact that they got the train, the streetcars right there, running about 2 days after the streetcars were running again. Little things gave people hope after the first 48 hours, which were probably hell because you didn't have water after being burned because the water was radiated, and those 2-3 days people came in to help out and help to rebuild and reconstruct the city. But nighttime sunsets in Hiroshima are always beautiful. Always beautiful. And the weather is a lot nicer than Tokyo too. There's a little breeze going by here. So even though the sun is gone, you can see the sky is still lit up. Beautiful. Cool. Nice to have David Kimura here. Thank you. Very nice. Yeah, I think if the bar is closed, I might go down there and take a look at the Genbaku Dome. What do you guys think? What do you think? We're close to 250 likes. I don't know. That's up to you. It's up to you. If you want me to go down there, you have to start clicking on the like button. I can't let you off the hook. This is participation, viewer participation show. It's up to you. If you want to go down there, street level, you have to earn it. We're a community, all of us. All right, that was fast. I think some of you just forgot to click it. All right, the thing that you see here. Hey, Shadowman, thank you. I absolutely will. I'm here now alone. Kanai is not here with me. I'm going back tomorrow. That's a mirror that you see here. And I like the fact that they put the mirror there and it reflects back. So it looks like it is 360. So we're gonna sneak behind here, and because you guys got 269 likes, we are going to take you down street level. All right, are you ready? zip your bag. Maybe, do you think I can take the slide? I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. If they close the bar, it's not worthy of my presence. Look at that, I'm disappointed. I thought that this would be open. No, there's a keg of beer right there. Even iced coffee would be good. All right, let's go down. Now this building, you can walk down the ramp all the way like this, round and round and round, if you want. And I would prefer to get there faster. It takes about 10 minutes to walk up and about 5 minutes to walk down. Hey Sandra, thank you. I guess I'm gonna be drinking a lot tonight. I know. I don't know if I can do. All right, you know what? Oh, did they close the slide? All right, I gotta put my wallet in my. This could go bad. All right, you guys want me to do it? I'll do it for you. And this is for Sandra too. Thank you, Sandra. All right, we're gonna do this. This is crazy. I don't know. Should we? I don't know. Or let's read the directions. I don't want to. It says caution. All right, that right away. All right, please check caution notes before you use the slide. Children should accompany an adult. All right, I'm cool with that. Be careful and make sure your keychain, bag, or clothing does not get caught. Yeah, I just did that. Hiroshima Tower cannot be held responsible. Okay. Why Igasan Johnson itsumo arigato. Thank you. All right, let's do this. Wait. Should I do the point of view of me screaming like a little girl, or the point of view of you so you can see what it looks like sliding down? All right, you don't want to see me looking like a little girl screaming. All right, I'm doing it now. All right, I'm really doing this? Are we doing this? Oh my gosh, really? No. Okay, all right, let's do it. All right. Okay. All right. Don't get stuck. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this right now. All right, we're going down a slide inside of a building. All right. I gotta get my. Okay, go. Butt cheeks, move. Okay. Whoa! Oh, jeez. Body check. Oh, that hurt. I think I lost some skin. All right, Ado asks for more. Seriously, this goes all the way down to the bottom. I think I lost some skin. If I was 12, I would. All right, this time you guys can watch my pain that you caused me. Hit my elbow. Let's do this again. Keep your arms in. It didn't say keep your arms in. I'm not holding anybody responsible except for me. All right, let's do this. I'm getting good at this. When it makes that turn, it kind of hurts. My butt's all hot. All right, let's try this again. I didn't learn my lesson the first 3 times. On my back. From pain comes beer. Thanks, Edo. Oh, jeez. Here we go. One more time. All right. 3, 2, 1. I guess, look, you're in for, you do one, you gotta do them all. All right, you do one, you gotta do them all. Okay. Is there like a security camera? I never want to see this footage ever again appear on the internet. All right, here we go. It's right here. See, there's like a curve up there. What kind of a cool building is this where they make a slide for you to get down? Who came up with something like this? All right, here we go. Click the like button if you want me to do one more slide. If not, If we don't get to 300, I'm not gonna do anymore. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah. Oh, right there. That's where it hurts. Ah. Okay. Get up, get up. All right, let's go see this atomic bomb dome now. Look what you've made me do. Sandra, you're too funny. Laughter comes at the cost of pain. Seriously, I hit my elbow pretty hard up there. All right, let's get out of here. Thank the ladies for letting me come back in here. I shall not be back. It's very futuristic. Here we go. Boom, we are back out on the street. Arigatou gozaimashita. So they have a gift shop on the right side, and on the left side they have a cafe. You see right there? It's pretty nice. I had a nice coffee here yesterday. Gozaimashita. Oh, so I think they turn it into a bar, and you have to pay more to go up there. All right, we're gonna cross the street here. We have a green light, which we say blue in Japanese, aoiro, blue colored, because it's a primary color. All right, we're on the street level. My bottom is very raw. That was rough. But that was fun. If you're gonna exit a building, do it on a slide. Never, if you see a slide, never not. Yeah, if you're cool, you do the slide. I'm just gonna, yeah, I left it that's where I'm leaving it. If you're cool, you do the slide. If you're not, you don't. There you go. All right, there's some information here. There are a lot of places. Local people do come here often to pray and to remember. Just today, when I was filming, a guy in his 90s came in a wheelchair with his son or grandson, and went and prayed. He had to help him out of the wheelchair and made great effort to go and just pray by the Peace Museum. So here's some of the signs that you should see that are historical in nature. They're not read by Peter van Gogh, which is a shame. They're read by me. Hiroshima World Heritage Site, Hiroshima Peace Memorial, Genbaku Dome. It's hard for you to see it as well. As a historical witness that conveys the tragedy of suffering the first atomic bomb in human history, and as a symbol that vows to faithfully seek the abolition of nuclear weapons and everlasting world peace, Genbaku Dome was added to the World Heritage List in advance with the Convention Concerning the Protection of World Cultural and Natural Heritage World Heritage Convention. So it's a World Heritage Site, is what that means. This one here in Japanese says Genbaku Dome, and says that it was declared a national site of interest in Showa 20. I was born in Showa 49, so 1974, Showa 49, and go back 29 years, and I guess that's 55 maybe. Preservation of the atomic bomb dome, or Genbaku Dome. Oh, they do have it in English here. This is from March 1990. The city of Hiroshima intends to preserve the A-bomb dome forever. The reinforcement projects have been undertaken so far, and in 1967 and 1990. So there are two, basically, if you look inside of it, and I'm gonna walk around it right now. If you look inside of it, you'll see that it's been reinforced. There are, you can see, some things in there that keep it structurally intact. So if there is an earthquake, or if there's a typhoon, or if there's something that shakes the ground, it won't topple over, because this is a symbol of the city. And I did ask the Japanese guy I was with walking around here, and I said, you know, is it insensitive that people, because I know that was in the news when they at Auschwitz, people were taking selfies, and it was very sensitive, and the curators did not like that, and I can see why. But I asked him, is it insensitive to be doing that here? Because I gotta be honest with you, at first I'm just confused. I have a picture with it, but I'm not smiling. But if you come here in the day, there are just hundreds and hundreds of people coming here taking selfies, smiling with their families, posing in front of, you know, a ruin. And is that culturally insensitive? And the answer is no. Because this is no longer just a ruin, it's a symbol of the city. And you cannot separate Hiroshima's modern history, the past, with what happened. And that's why I got 2 interviews. I have one with the survivor who came here and saw what was in this river on that, like, after that day, and how bad the devastation was. And then today we see peace, and we see lots of nature and tree and growth. And what happened that day was just such an awful thing. I think we would like to think that, also the person I was with today, that the people who lost their lives would hope that we kept this place a happy place. So now you see people on dates walking around here. They have almost rafting along the river here. They have boats going through here now, tourist boats. So it's a tourist attraction, but I don't think it's something you need to be, you know, worried too much about being with sensitivity, unless you climb the fence and do something bad. They have sensors in there now, and they light it up at night. But according also to the locals here, this is the way. Of course, the rocks here might have been moved, but they said that this is pretty much intact the way it was. They tried not to disturb it as a faithful reminder. So here's through the main entrance. Yeah, I do love the architecture of this building. Old building, built really, really tough. Again, it was renovated in 1967 and 1990. And since then, I think they've done some cleaning and try to maintain it. But the cement, everything in there that's intact is the original, that, as well as this discoloring and everything. Now the epicenter, the hypocenter, is that way about 100 meters over the building that I showed you about 30 minutes ago in this stream. All right, I'm gonna take you to the other side, and I think we'll get some color. From the sky behind it. But the river is really beautiful. It's this park. Is such a beautiful park. In the morning, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be here around 6 in the morning, walking around, trying to get some insert shots to see the life that's happened. I have an idea. I have a feeling that a lot of senior citizens come here to exercise in the morning. So I'm gonna come here pretty early, like I did with the last main channel episode, waking up at 4:30 to film farmers setting up a market. I'm gonna try to get up as early as I can to try to see who's here in the middle of the night, who's here at 4 a.m., who's here at 6 a.m. I don't think I'm gonna wake up at 4. Who's here at 6 a.m.? The last time I was here prior to this trip was during my hitchhiking trip in 2007. I hitchhiked and arrived just at sunset. A guy named Chago picked me up, Brazilian guy, half Brazilian, half Japanese. He picked me up and brought me, and we parked in a parking lot I'll show you in a second when I come around. And he parked the car, and just between the buildings, we could see this. And I was like, whoa. So both me and Chago, we got out real quick and ran over here. We were the only ones 2 years ago. It's sort of like now. Although there are a ton of tourists in Hiroshima, you won't see a soul at this time, except for that lady right there, just her. And we had this whole place, both of us, and this is similar to the view that we had. Behind the Genbaku Dome is the sun-setting sky. It's purple. It's gonna get a little bit more purple, I think, and there's a fiery pink to it, depending on the time. And the building is illuminated. They turned the lights on about 10 minutes ago. It's not a very powerful one, so even when it gets pitch dark, it's not blindingly, it's just enough that you can see it's there. All right, we're getting at this point where if you want to continue, it's time to click that like button. We got to get the 500 likes in the next 3 minutes, and I will continue. This is participation. These live streams depend on the viewers. We have 800 viewers. We should get 500 likes. Shouldn't even be the question. So click the like button if you want this to continue. And I will take you to the bridge and the target, which is a T in the street there. That's where the Enola Gay that dropped the bomb were aiming for that, and they missed by 120 meters or so. I'll take you over there and give you a distant view of the Atomic Bomb Dome if we get to 500 likes. If you like this content, it's up to you. Don't try to unlike and like again. It doesn't work. I got people who do that. They're like, why didn't it work? It went down when you unclicked it. All right, so I zoomed in a little bit so you get a kind of a closer look. If you don't reach it, I will cry and sadly. Actually, people are gonna want to see that. All right, I won't cry, but I will sadly end the live stream. Edo, super chat would help. That could override. That would override the likes. I'm having too much fun. And like once again, you know, I yesterday it was Saturday night, and there was a lot of in one of these buildings. I couldn't pinpoint it where, but they were blasting really loud music. I couldn't pinpoint it because I was a little bit upset because it sort of disturbed the peacefulness of this park. And I don't know. I think it was about 20 or 30 years ago. It was still pretty raw. You couldn't be here and enjoy yourself. And now I think the Hiroshima might have rounded a corner or taken another step. And people are starting to enjoy themselves around the area. Life is back. So, all right, we're 60 likes short. 60 likes short. I don't know what to do. I'm so conflicted. All you gotta do is click the like button. It's not that hard. That clock on the right side is also quite famous. Diana of Markham, thank you very much. It's nice to see you here. There's some birds in the trees. Actually, at night, there are some bats that come around. Shadow Man overrides. Clicks the manual override. All right, Shadow. Okay, Shadow Man. You know what? Hey, Diana. Okay. I'll go and take you out to the bridge because it's such a beautiful night. I'll go a little bit further. So we started from up here. Let me show you the building. Actually, I could show you the building from over here, and then I'm gonna walk back to the hotel. Second like this way. Patrick overrides. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it, guys. All right, we're gonna now cross that bridge that we saw from the Orizuru Tower over there. Yeah, this is the one place where I want to read all of the memorials, all of the plaques, because there's so much modern history. The Aioi Bridge, the former Aioi Bridge, was built in 1932 in a distinctive T shape, the apparent target of the atomic bombing on August 6, 1945. It was subjected to an estimated blast pressure of 7 tons per square meter, 15 times greater than normal. Under this sudden pressure, the bridge thrashed like a leaf spring being snapped back and forth with the slab floor up in the air. Unfortunately, collapsed. Collapse was averted. Oh, okay. Fortunately, collapse was averted, and when repaired, Aioi Bridge was usable for over 35 more years. However, age took its toll, and Aioi Bridge finally had to be repaired with this new bridge in October 1983. Thankfully, the bubble era was here, and they had the money to do that. The calligraphy for the name of the bridge on the newel post was written by Hirokichi Nadao, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, October 1983. Cool. It's interesting. I can't read because I'm reading through my phone, because the phone's blocking the phone is blocking the plaque as I read, so you can see it. That's why. Hey, Edo. Edo overrides again. Edo, I'm continuing. You don't have to override anymore. This is basically where I would walk at night. This is very nostalgic for me. I would walk on this street, and then at the end I would cross over and walk towards Yokogawa. The streetcars go there. There's one going by right now. They've turned the lights on. All right, from the T, which is right here, if I take a left and go back into the Peace Park, and I was planning two other streams. I was gonna plan a midnight snack run in Hiroshima tonight, and I was also planning to do the Peace Park walk tomorrow morning as a live stream. And then maybe from Hiroshima Station before I go back, because I haven't done any information on Hiroshima Station. It's such a popular station too. I better do that. All right, now we're looking across at the river, and this is from this bridge, one of the nicer views. And that building on the left is where we started the live stream. You could see the terrace that I was on, that open top to it. Really scenic up there. And the window is, from that window right there is where we started 54 minutes ago, looking down on Genbaku Dome right here. But at night, it is quite a view. At night, it's quite a view. And I would like right here, sometimes walking home, I would stop and look back at the city of Hiroshima, and I couldn't believe I was here in 1999. Like, I was working in a town called Okazaki near Nagoya for over a year. I lived there, the first year in Japan, 1998 to 1999. And the company asked me, they said, you've done such an amazing job as a teacher. And they asked me if I wanted to join the head office and help them with other schools that were failing, if I would go there and help them out. And I said, sure. And the pay was pretty good. So my first project after that was to come down to Hiroshima and turn that school around in Yokogawa. And I did a pretty good job. And I did that for the next 6 years, on and off. But the first city that I came after Okazaki was Hiroshima. So it's always been a second home to me. I always consider this a second home because I know the city quite well. The streets I know pretty good. I can walk from here to there and everywhere with my eyes blindfolded. That's not true. But there are a lot of moments where I would just walk around alone, and I couldn't believe that I was here, because I'd studied, just like a lot of you, World War II history. And when you study the World War II history, all the battles and all the things that happened, this is what ended the war in the Pacific. Was this? I think it would have been over anyways, but there's a lot of reasons why, and a lot of reasons, like before Russia had taken over Japan, the U.S. wanted to win. There's lots of different reasons, but Japan was going to relent anyways. But I would never mind the history. I couldn't believe it that I was living here, and when it was time for me to go and I'd finished the project, I didn't want to leave. I just love the city very much, and whenever I get a chance to come back, it's a blessing. It's great, especially on a warm, beautiful, sunny day like today. All right, let's walk a little bit more because we still didn't get our 400. Still 20 likes less than, but Eder overrided. Keep going. So you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go to that bridge over there. How do you guys like them apples? So let's go over to that bridge, and then we'll say bye-bye. So I'll take your... It is different at night. This is an iPhone XS using Japan's 4G LTE on Docomo, for those that want the technical specs. Javier says, where is the T? The T is right there. Do you see where the intersection is? That's the T. So if you go to Google Earth, you'll be able to see the T. That's where I'm standing like 30 seconds ago. John, the graves are everywhere. People were disintegrated. If you go into the museum, it's just it's so sad. When you go into the museum, there's a stair that a man was sitting on waiting for the bank to open. And after the bomb, all that was left was his shadow. And you can see his shadow on the step. And it's, people stand there for a while. Yeah, this is something that I think you should know. The Hiroshima, a lot of people that are watching might have gone to the Hiroshima Peace Museum before. It used to be 50 yen or like 50 cents to get in. It's just so cheap. They raised the price to 200 yen, about $2. It's still really reasonable. And the reason why is because they renovated it. The museum was always a little bit retro to me. It had like the Soviet Union missile war with these models made in the 1980s. They've redone it, and it just opened a month ago. That's another reason why I'm here. So the Peace Museum has been completely renovated. It's open now, and it's dark inside. Everything is really dark, and all the exhibitions are illuminated with modern technology lights. Don't know what they're called. LEDs, maybe. But it's pretty good. So here's the Peace Park. I'll be back here tomorrow morning early. Get the shot. Make the episode. I can't do the live. It's hard to do the live streams and the main channel. So these are bonuses. These give you a little bit of insight. So when the main channel episode does come out, you would have been here. All right, this is the Peace Clock Tower I told you a little bit about, which is right behind me. You see that up there? It's the Peace Tower clock. Looks like that tower in Mito from a live stream 2 years ago. So the Peace Clock Tower, it reads like this. I can read. 8:15 every morning, the mortal moment of the blasting back in 1945. The clock will chime its prayer for perpetual peace and appeal to the people of the world that the wish be answered promptly. May the chime pervade the remotest corners of the earth! ! Unanimous with all the members of the International Lions Club. Oh, Lions Club. Striving for that goal, we present this clock tower to the municipality and the citizens. 1967. I can read, see, it's just hard through the screen. And it's like a tongue twister. Perpetual peace and appeal. A lot of peace. Perpetual peace and appeal to the peoples of the world. It's very hard to say. Try saying that 10 times, huh? Hey, Sandra. Tokyo Dome is different than the Atomic Bomb Dome, but I understand. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I did that with Peter about last year. We did a karaoke Ferris wheel, and that was at Tokyo Dome. The karaoke Ferris wheel. Peter and I think it got copyright strike because Peter was doing popular songs or something. Sounds like him. It's a pretty neat clock from the 1960s. You can see it's got that retro feel to it. I kind of like it. Keep a little bit of our. It looked tacky in the 80s because it was the 60s, and back in the 2000s, it's starting to be classic. Like that look, the Austin Powers 1960s look, pre-disco aesthetics. Yeah. All right. This is the Atomic Bomb Dome for those visiting, watching right now. And we're on the other side of the river. And from here to the bridge, and we're gonna be walking just to there. There's a cafe that I've been to a few times over there. You can see it in the distance. We're gonna be there in about 5 minutes, and it's kind of a neat cafe, so you might want to stick around for that. This is you can see I'm not gonna talk too much for the next minute. I always kind of over talk these things. As you can see that there's a guy in there relaxing in there just by himself thinking. These are the kind of things that I used to do when I lived here. I would just sit on the chair. We didn't have YouTube or internet or smartphones. I had a book, or I didn't have anything at all. That's the way we were 20 years ago. So I would just sit in these chairs, or I would walk. There's actually a story of one of the benches over there that I'll tell on the main channel episode. And there's the building I was in right behind it now. And you just think about stuff. And right now you can hear some of the nature. So I'm gonna leave that up for the next minute or so. Let's be quiet. Yeah. All right, I'm back. See, I can be quiet. I can stop talking. It's hard. People are asking me questions. I can't answer them. But yeah, this is exactly how it would look. The street lights. I think this is the same street lights. They haven't changed these lights in 20 years. That's for sure. They're the same. Steven, John, if possible, could you do a live stream from Miyajima Island if you can while in Hiroshima? I think I did 2 or 3 of them when I started this live streaming channel. If you go back to the beginning, you'll find 3 live streams from Hiroshima. They were really well done. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go back tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go back. All right, I'm going to take you over here. I get easily distracted, and I caught this in the corner of my eye, and I have my camera with me, and I'm going to film this as well. So, at night, you can see there's the Peace Museum. I wanted to do this live stream tomorrow morning. What am I doing here? You can see the flame. And if you remember about, I don't know, 5 years ago, the president came here and paid his respects on the, I think it was the 75th anniversary. I can't remember, on one of the anniversaries, and he embraced one of the survivors of the bomb. And there's the Cenotaph. I think that's what it's called. And there's the flame. And that flame has been kept alive from the 1945 bomb. They kept it, and it's been burning ever since as a way to remember. And there's a lot of fire, a lot of wood in the city. Houses were built, but with wood back then, except for the few that were standing. So it was really devastating in Japan. So you can see that. And the statue is nearby, right? Thomas writes in here. Thomas, you're very, very correct. Cenotaph, yeah. That's the famous statue. It's one of my favorites. I'm not going to tell the story because I always get really sad when I hear the story. You guys can tell the story in the chats. If you don't know what the statue is, Peter's already saying it. I'm already getting sad. And she got sick. She made 1,000 cranes. I don't even want to say her name. She made 1,000 cranes and got sick and died. And it was because of the radiation, from leukemia. And they made the statue. Wow, this story always makes me so sad. Because despite being so sick and in pain because her parents couldn't afford the pain medications, and she knew that her parents were in pain because they saw her in pain, so she really swallowed. She really tried to keep it inside so her parents wouldn't feel bad. This is her influence, and people from around the world and here in Hiroshima will make these paper cranes, and they store them in these boxes, and they change them. And after these paper cranes are, there's just too many of them. You can see thousands of them. They take the paper and they recycle them into school diplomas, I believe, and wallets and things for people. I like the one, it was like the school diplomas they turn them into. This one you can actually put yours in here. Yeah, it's such a sad story. You can see it inside of the museum. I got really sad when I read there's a book as well on it. I read it when I was in college. But when she was sick, she made the paper cranes, and I think the story is if you make 1,000 paper cranes, you will be okay. And I don't remember how short she was, but she was almost at 1,000. So the entire world made up for it by making it. You can see it in those boxes. So whatever she was short, let's just say it's times 1 billion was made up for it by the rest of the world. So that's a good story. So one life can change millions of people for the better. All right, so this is it. This is what I didn't want to show you until tomorrow, but I will. Yeah, that's it. The eternal flame of Hiroshima. I wouldn't say it's gloomy, Fidel. It's just dark. There's just not a lot of people. A lot of people don't come here. Tourists, after they come here during the day on their bus tour, a lot of people just come here for the day. There's the Atomic Bomb Dome in the distance right in the center of your screen. People will come for the day. People who stay here, they're probably all tired out. They get an early start. But for me at night, you know, this is a good memory for me. A memory. Hey, Matthias is here. Thanks for the amazing live stream. Looking forward to the main channel episode. Went there 3 years ago, and the place really leaves a powerful impression. Let's hope it stays peaceful for a long time. I think it will, because the people have learned from this, and you know, Hiroshima suffered greatly. I can't imagine anything bad ever happened to the city ever again. It's such a peaceful place. People don't take it for granted here. They don't take life for granted in Hiroshima.
No, the bomb was about to fall.
What do you mean? You didn't know it was an atomic bomb? No one had seen a bomb like that.
Hey Elizabeth, I see you're here too. Stream makes me feel so at peace after California earthquakes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, I've said this in live streams in the past too. And there's some fish in there, some fish are jumping. Some happy fish in the river these days. Yeah, the bombing of Tokyo in March 1945 was the worst in the history of the world. It was, I can't say it was as bad as what happened here, because that happened in an instant, but what happened in Tokyo was also pretty bad. And it's on the government for not surrendering earlier. Just said war. That's the reason, you know, war. They don't blame Americans, they blame war. And it's true. It's just war. You move on. Right? Love and peace. When in Japan they do the peace sign, when they do it here in Hiroshima, it really has a special meaning. You can see the streetcars. You can hear them, the electric streetcars rolling across the tracks through the city of Hiroshima, and it's a nice sound for me. That's how I know I'm in Hiroshima. It's the sound of the streetcars. All right, so we're gonna be saying goodbye to the Genbaku Dome. And you can walk along here as well. It's at night, you definitely have to get out of your hotel if you're here and just take a stroll, especially in the summer when it cools down here. The sun is gone. The clouds are rolling in. Tomorrow's supposed to be a cloudy day. I have to do the introduction to the show. I'm crossing my fingers it does not rain. We had a beautiful, beautiful couple of days here. And you can see the moon is out. So we do have a nice moon here. And as promised, at the end of this bridge is this really surreal looking cafe. It's so nice. I felt bad jumping in here just to get a coffee. But it's crowded right now. I bet you a lot of tourists walk by here and they go, this place is awesome. I have to have dinner here, and every table is full. How's the food? Yeah, it's all right. But if you do come here, it's a pretty neat little corner right on the bridge, not too far away. This is pretty close to the epicenter. Looks like it's alive. How's the food? It's all right. It's all right. It's not bad. Well, thanks a lot. I'm gonna do a couple more live streams from Hiroshima. I think it's when you're here, it's an opportunity to share some stories, and I have to take advantage of it. It's one of the cities you do have to come, and I don't know that there really isn't too much ancient history in Hiroshima. There is, of course, but the modern history is real. To me, Hiroshima is a place that's of great beauty on the sea. It's got amazing oysters. It's got good lemons, a lot of good lemon desserts. It's got okonomiyaki, which is I did on the main channel episode at Okonomimoto over there. It's got a lot besides, you know, the atomic bomb, but it's still going to be the big draw because people want to put what they learned right in front of them in history books. And if you do make a stop here to Hiroshima, yeah, take a stroll around. Don't try to rush it. I'd say spend a night or two and just yeah, I think you'll get a lot more out of your trip here because it is a very peaceful place and it is worth your time. It is worth your time. Thank you, everybody. A couple of notes before I go. If you're a Patreon supporter, I gotta plug it. The Postcard Club is awesome this month. I have about 30 more with Tokyo 2020 Olympic stamps on it, and it's a postcard of the Olympic Stadium 1 year before the Olympics start. So if you're interested in that, it's on the Only in Japan Patreon. And our Discord is roaring. We have 2,200 people on our Discord. So definitely want to check that out and take this after party to Discord. I'm giving our moderators some warning. Take it over to Discord, and you can do voice chats, which are clearer than Skype. It's pretty incredible, and I might pop on there tonight. So have a good day, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on this live stream. I'll see you maybe tomorrow morning from here as we do a Peace Park walk. Or wait, what am I saying? I was gonna do a midnight snack run. So join me back in a few hours as I go for maybe a midnight snack run. Let's see if I still have it. This thing was like 80 minutes long, this live stream. If I do, you'll see me back. Make sure you get the notifications on Instagram or Patreon or maybe even YouTube. Bye, everybody.